Going to introduce Nicole Best. She's from Movesnap. We've been partner with Movesnap for, I don't know, three years now, 4 years now.
Yeah.
And we brought on Movesnap as an exciting new service that we can provide our clients with, and we wanted to automate that process for you. So we do that for buy and sells, and then, but it also gives you the ability to manage your own business through the platform as well. So Nicole's going to show you what the platform's all about, how to manage the platform. As much as we automate it, there are things that through the process that aren't perfect because we don't know your client as good as you do. And your client also needs to know that this is being sent out to them so that they know that it's not spam, because a lot of people will go clicking on things and not realize what it is. So it is important that our agents are engaged with it and know how it works so they can help their clients and provide that extra service. And the biggest thing with Movesnap was the excitement back 4 years ago when we implemented it as a brokerage was that all our clients is going to get this such a great added service to help them through the moving process that in turn we get repeat referral business from. You know, it's just another component of the service level that you provide, and it really heightens things. So I really appreciate Nicole coming to talk about it, because nobody can talk about it as good as her, and hear right from her as to how it works. And if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to chat window or probably to unmute at the end of the presentation. Is that about right?
That sounds amazing. Thank you for that introduction and background. Yeah, so, you know, Movesnap was really designed to take care of that window of time and extend your brand and that client communication from the time that you have an offer go firm right through to their move date and even beyond. So while you're able to kind of turn your eye for a while and get back to servicing your prospects, closing more deals, so forth and so on, you can be sure that your clients are in good hands with Movesnap, knowing that, you know, Movesnap does fill that gap. They have a place to go when they have questions related to their move. We act as an extension of your brand, both within that dashboard and then that extended concierge service. And so you can really rest easy knowing that your clients are in good hands, which in turn drives that client back to you when they're ready to go through another move. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more. I'm going to actually take you through the portal. Some of you, I know, probably have a little bit more familiarity with what's included in that portal, but it's always good to hear it again. There are some changes that we've done in the platform, and hot off the press, I have some really exciting things to share with you in terms of what's coming down the pipeline for end of Q2, even through Q3. So with that, we'll just kind of get started. Let's go right into, I like to refer to Movesnap as a two-dimensional service. So, and in terms of the two dimensions, it's very much sort of that one-on-one connection with a dashboard where you're extending that invitation, which Aaron mentioned is in an automated fashion. So the only way that your client can get access to Movesnap is through that exclusive invitation that is sent on behalf of you. And once they have access into that, into the platform, they're going to create their own password, and it's going to be protected, and nobody's going to have access to their information and their data but them. But you can, as the partner that invited them, you'll be able to kind of follow along that journey in terms of where they are with their move, if they accepted that invitation. And as also Aaron alluded to, most, as we all are reluctant to accept things online unless we know what it is that we're accepting and we're getting into. We are not a spam service. You're not going to be spammed as a partner and having your own dashboard within Movesnap. We don't really kind of email you at all. And the only emails your client gets is through that move, and we're giving them tactical information about their move. So nothing goes beyond that. And I think that's important for you all to know. We are owned by RBC, so, you know, we take compliance and privacy extremely serious. It's probably the ultimate in terms of the highest bar of protecting data integrity. So you can be sure that everything is kept sort of very well protected. But once you have access into your platform, you're going to be able to follow along all of the invites that have been sent. If you see a client that you haven't, an invite hasn't been sent, feel free to go ahead and invite that client. The system's not going to allow for multiple invites to be sent, and it might get you a little bit comfortable with what the process is. As soon as you get access into the partner portal, if you haven't done so already, I encourage you to go right into the My Account information, because here's what's going to give you your name, your brand recognition, and it's going to display onto your client's dashboard. And I'll show you that in just a second. So, but that's the first thing I want you to do. If you haven't activated your account, of course, you need to activate your account and then go into the My Account information, making sure that you have a profile photo, that you have all of your social media details included. Of course, not everybody has all of the social media links and connections, but whatever you do have, just kind of put it in there so that your client will be able to access it in the event that they're on your dashboard and they're having a look around. And, it's just another way of extending your brand. There is a default invite greeting that has been set by your brokerage, but just so you know, it is tailored to your brokerage, and it is the email content that accompanies the invitation. So it gives your client a high level of the things that they can enjoy and that they can access through Movesnap. It's all complimentary. All your client needs to do is accept it, and they'll be taken to their own client dashboard. So just going back to the your dashboard for a second, I want to show you how easy it is to extend an invite. Not to say that you have to do this, but just so you have some idea of how it works. You have all we need for an invite to be extended is the name, the email address, and their move date. Of course, move dates change all the time. And it's very easy for your client to update that information at any point in time. We are also bilingual. I'm not sure, how often you might have a client who may prefer to be addressed in French, but there is that ability. There's also the ability of our concierge team to converse in French as well. So just knowing that we're able to manage that is nice to know as well. So that's your partner portal. Now, you also have access to what's called the client demo. And if you can see here, I'm going to click on this right from the menu bar, as we call it. You're going to be taken right into a dashboard that you have to set up the first time you go in. But it can replicate a move if you're looking to see the type of links and information your client sees. I encourage you all to go in there and try it out, because you're really going to be able to get an idea of what your client can see. And you'll be able to get an idea of, the types of offers and discounts that your client can access, and all of the different tactical aspects of a move that are contained within this client dashboard that makes their move so much easier. And in this time of social distancing, it can save your client hours of spending time on the phone. Of course, we're not standing in lines right now, but I understand the phones to change over ID and stuff is 4 to 5 hours. So being able to access this right through Movesnap is, is complete joy in terms of being able to manage all of that time spent on accessing, the client ID, making it seamless, and it's all contained on one dashboard. So they're going to one place every time. Every time they go in and let's say they go in, they're changing over their electricity, and they've now reached out and they've disconnected their Toronto Hydro. They mark that as done. And then it's saved there. So each time they go in and they access that information is always stored and saved. There's this area for custom task, which also makes it that much more unique and personal to your client, so they can keep track of unique items related to their move. And so it really is a great guide and will just kind of help keep along the timeline, because up here, they're reminded that, hey, did you know completing your utility within 2 weeks in advance, that kind of keeps them driving down the timeline and preparing for their move. I just see some chats coming in. I just want to see. Okay. Sorry about that. Just wanted to double check if there's anything I needed to address there. And then down here, if you'll notice, this is where your client can access the concierge team. So it looks like a chat, but they can book a call with our concierge. They can start a chat. They can ask for somebody to phone them right away. Well, however it is that your client wishes to be sort of communicated with is how Movesnap will respond. Let's say you're working with a senior and you know for a fact that they're probably not technology savvy and probably would rather bypass the dashboard. That's totally fine. All we need is for them to accept that invitation. You can reach out to me directly as your partner success manager. I'm here to support you and your clients as well. And you can say to me, hey, Nicole, I'm working with this senior. I know they could really use some help in this area. Would you mind having a concierge reach out to them? We totally don't mind. The only thing we need is for that client to accept their invitation. And that's kind of our handshake and permission to be able to reach out to your client. So it can really be a great way to discover, making it that much easier to make that connection between yourself and us and your client. Really makes you look like you have a great team that's backing you. And again, extending your team and being able to utilize us in more than just that invite. And the only way you kind of get familiar with how to do that is going in and kind of exploring the dashboard and understanding it a little bit more. Up here, you'll see we have a spot called My Offers, and these are really great discounts that are extended right through to your client. And guess what? If you go in and you use one of these off, you can also take advantage of this offer is what I'm trying to say. I have agents doing this all the time now, and we've added a lot of fabulous vendors on here. My personal favorite that just came on board is Williams-Sonoma. So I love to believe that, in a previous life, I was a chef. Not really, but anyways, I love Williams-Sonoma, so I have definitely been scoping out a few things there. So there's a lot of great discounts though that your clients can really be extended, these discounts, and they're going to be tailored based on where they're moving. Of course, we're supporting moves right coast to coast, so it's going to pull in the different information based on the moving addresses that's been included in their move. Up here, I just want to point out this little budgeting for your move and your new home tool. Again, this is just offering your client a little bit more value and being able to keep track of all the different services and the costs that they're getting quoted as they're going through and reaching out to all the different vendors. And we also have some benchmarks so they can get an idea of what the average cost might be. Remember, it's just an average, so of course, and it's based on provincial more than anything. So it's a bit of an average, but at least it gives them a benchmark and a place to start. Budgeting for their new home, same idea. So this is all about kind of managing their new home and the expected cost for those monthly services there. Now, let's say your client has there's a couple, or maybe there's a family, or there's just multiple people that they would like to include on their move. They have the access to include more helpers, we like to call them in Movesnap world, and that allows them to all be connected through one dashboard, and they can manage tasks and they can assign tasks to each other. You can keep notes on those tasks so that everybody is kept up to speed. And again, you're all kind of coming back to one central hub. It's a really nice feature, and we're finding that it's really helpful, particularly when you're dealing with seniors who, again, really need more of that support, but don't necessarily or aren't necessarily comfortable with that technology. So a lot of times their children or somebody within their family might handle the dashboard. In the meantime, that senior may want to reach out and talk to our concierge. So it can really serve in a number of different ways. We've had others who are including their contractors on it and things like that, because this My Custom Task can be helpful in terms of having a little bit of a joint task list that they're working from. So I hope everybody kind of got a better idea of what your client sees when they accept that invitation. And the last thing I just want to point out while we're here, it's very important because we talked about this in the partner portal. When you go in and you update your account information, this is the way that it's going to display on your client dashboard. So if you see something that's not quite right, or if you're going in and you're checking your social media links and you're finding, oh, that's not going to the right spot, all you need to do is go back into your partner portal, go into your account, recopy and save that link, and then refresh your screen and make sure that it now goes to where it needs to go. It's as simple as that. And again, this goes a long way. Every time your client logs into the dashboard, they're going to be reminded that, hey, you were the one that invited them to the dashboard. The other great way to really get the most out of the ability to have this client demo is, if you're really savvy enough and you really want to go the extra mile, share it with your client. Show them what they're going to have access to and this great client care team that is going to help them through their move. Can really go a long way to bringing down the anxiety of having to go through such a stressful time in their life. So I just want to pause there for a second because we've had a brief look at the partner portal, what you can see, and then we've also looked at the client user dashboard. I wanted to just see if anybody had any questions about this while we're here.
One of the questions that was more relevant to where you're at, Manila was asking, where do you see your dashboard on the left side of the screen in terms of your dashboard?
Your dashboard, so your client history, is the first thing you see when you log in. So when you go to once you have your account set up, so you've activated your email, you go to partner.movesnap.com to log in, and this is your first screen. So all of these invites that have been sent over time are all going to be there, and it's going to show you all the history from the very beginning, from whenever you started with Heritage Group. And you're going to be able to see how many of your clients actually accepted that invitation, how many just sat in this invites pending bucket. You can't make any changes or delete, but at least you have the history and you'll be able to know. So for next time, when I have a client that I see sitting in pending, I'm going to reach out and I'll show you how we have this great brochure. You can send them, hey, did you know that, what Movesnap is this great moving concierge service that's complimentary because you used me as your agent. You have access to this. And that will really kind of give them more information and motivate them to accept that invitation and give Movesnap a try.
So if you hit the Movesnap logo, top left-hand side, that'll take you to the dashboard.
Yes.
Okay.
It's my long-winded way, I guess.
No, I'm just, no, that's good. Gazelle is asking a couple questions. First, can tenants be invited to set up utility accounts?
Absolutely. Yes. Any mover, anybody at all. It can even be an estate sale. Anybody who might need a moving truck, maybe they need a pod service for storage. So anybody who's going through some type of move, except for commercial.
And then can they customize the invite? The email, if they invite somebody, can they customize what the email looks like and what it's said in the email?
So I believe, Aaron, you kind of spearheaded your own message that you wanted to say on behalf of the brokerage. There is a way for agents to tailor that even more in their My Options. So, maybe I'll kind of leave that to you in terms of how you...
So with, I guess my main question, so we have something that's set up that's a generic send out, and what it says, if they were to invite their own, does it, I just can't remember either. If you send out an invitation, at that point in time, before they hit send for their own invite, they can change that? They can change what that said, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so they can tailor it.
Yes. They can change it both on the template side or uniquely per client on the invite itself page.
Okay. And do you have any hookups with home insurance companies?
Coming.
Okay. And
Very
provincial
big.
IDs, yes, updated online if moving from another province.
Yep.
I believe that's on there.
Oh, yes. That's one of our most used features. So if you see here, if you look at my screen, and I just glanced over this, and I apologize because I have a lot more other things I wanted to go through. But
Yep.
if you go into your client demo, and I really encourage you all to go through and discover all of the different things that your client has access to. If you go right into provincial services, and then you're updating your government ID, this is all going to do it for you right in one spot. Okay.
That's
You
awesome.
can do your health card, your provincial ID, your vehicle registration.
Can I just add on to my question that I asked about this provincial ID? That was me, Nosheen. I guess my question was more probably on the Service Ontario side, whether if you're moving from out of province, can you do it online? Because I'm not sure about that. If that online service is only for residents of Ontario already, or if, my client's moving from Vancouver. So she said she was struggling to find how she can do it online. To do the change online. She's feeling that she's going to have to go in, even with COVID and everything, to Service Ontario to get that license changed over from Vancouver to Toronto now.
No, she should be able to do that right from the Movesnap site. Has she received an invitation and has both addresses put into the Movesnap?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then
I have
see
to
if
send
she's
that.
pulling in that information on the provincial services. If she has any questions, just have her reach out to the concierge.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. And sorry, I didn't hear your answer to the home insurance. I know Aaron, I think, asked that, but I missed what you said about that.
It's coming.
It's coming. Okay, fantastic.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Very soon. No problem.
What I'd like to do, probably just maybe continue on, and any other further questions we'll leave to the end.
Sounds good. Okay. So I want to just go in a little bit more depth about our concierge team. About 60% of your clients are going to just use the digital dashboard because it's really straightforward. People are pretty technology savvy anymore, and they really enjoy these types of apps. But for anything that's a little bit more custom, of course, everybody has unique things about their own moves. Maybe they have a horse they're trying to find a barn for. Maybe they're looking to adopt an alpaca. Trust me, we've even done that, connected somebody to adopt an alpaca. But particularly the hot things that clients go to our concierge team about are support through the dashboard. If it's not pulling in the right information, or they're still not really clear. Could be veterinarian services, new doctors in the area. That's been a really hot one, particularly in this social distancing time. So I always like to share this story because it was one of my partners that was just so happy that we were able to help her client. But she was 7 months pregnant. It was back in April during the first lockdown period. And she couldn't find a doctor. She was moving from Halifax to Toronto. She couldn't find a doctor in the area that was accepting patients. She reached out to our concierge team. Within 24 hours, our concierge team had 3 doctors for her to choose from, call, book appointments with. Within 2 weeks, she had already talked to all 3 doctors and selected her doctor. And she was just so happy and over the moon. So, I can't stress enough how amazing you have access to this. Your brokerage has, generously provided licenses for each and every one of you to have access into Movesnap. And the market value for each of you, just so you know, out on the street, if you were an individual agent, is $1,188 a year. So I use that as a way of pointing out the value that you're receiving through Movesnap. So don't be shy, get in there, make sure your clients understand that they have this service that they can access and this great concierge team. They work within our team. We all used to work out of one big office in Toronto. Eventually we'll all get back there again. And so we keep in touch, and we know the hot things that people are looking for. Again, the other hot thing right now is cleaners, who properly sanitize and that sort of thing during this COVID period. So, I just can't stress enough how helpful, and they even act as an extension of you. So when we get a call or an inquiry from your client, we know that it came from one of your clients, and we mention the fact that, oh yes, hi, we know you're, so John Smith's client. We're so happy to be able to be part of their team. So we pretend and kind of present ourselves as part of your team. The other great thing that we just launched so that you have an idea and are getting more information about how your clients are using Movesnap is you're now going to receive an email as the agent who's extended the invite. So not the brokerage, but you as the agent. When a client goes through our concierge team, we send an email to you through the system. So you know that you had one of your clients that actually went through our concierge team and we were able to help them. Sometimes you'll get more information about what we help them with. Sometimes it's just very generic, but at least you'll have an idea of what exactly is kind of going on with your clients in Movesnap. And of course, you can always follow along the invite journey on your dashboard, being able to see who's accepted and who's still pending. So we kind of went through this already, but I just kind of want to re-emphasize that, you know, the Movesnap dashboard is a great way to extend your brand, your reputation. It's personalized, it's customized. There's bilingual dashboard, a great team of concierges to support you and your clients. You can now book time with a concierge. That was something that was just added back on recently. Clients can add helpers, so multiple people can be collaborating on the same move, assigning tasks to each other and keeping each other on track. You have this great value and discounts that you can extend to your clients through their dashboard, and you yourself can go in and have access to. And all supporting the social distancing concept, all from the safety of their homes, saving them hours of time, in addition to you, because these might have been questions that they would have come to you about. Now you don't have to worry. Now you know that they're going to be able to get all the answers to their questions. So in terms of the timing and the way the invite structure happens is it's going through your brokerage, but it's ideally framed really close to the offer going firm. So as soon as that offer goes firm, you have that client email and invite is extended. So they have plenty of time to go in, accept that invite before their move date. It's all happening digitally, but the key is making sure you get that client email. I don't believe it's been so much of an issue getting invites out, but just making sure you all realize the only way they have access and gain gateway into Movesnap is through that client email. Your job is to really make sure that your client understands that they're going to be receiving this invite from you, has your name attached, your email, and that they have this great complimentary service, so they have an idea that what it is that they're accepting. We do have a brochure that you can extend as well, and I'm going to talk about that here in just a second. So if that's helpful in terms of your communication stream, or if your client's still not sure, you can always just send them this brochure so they have a better idea. And here's the brochure I was just referring to. Aaron, I believe you have this saved on your G drive or something internally.
Yes,
Yeah.
Our drive has the brochure.
And it's customized to your brand as well, which is great. So you just feel free to it's produced on a one page, so it's very easily sent digitally. We also have a couple of social media posts I believe you have available, so agents can introduce the fact that they are now offering Movesnap to their clients. Another just great way to interact and introduce that service to extend that client care. So activating your account, there's two ways. You know, there's like 700 agents there at your brokerage. Some have been around longer than others, and they're at two different stages. And so if you don't know how to access your account after this call, feel free to reach out to me directly, and I'm happy to go through it. But there's two ways. Either you're a newer agent who you might have an email that looks like this, where you simply accept the invitation. You're taken right to the dashboard. You create a password, and you're taken right to your partner portal. If you have been around for a little while, it's a slightly different process whereby you need to go in and just change your email address. So what happens is, I know some of you are getting phone calls from me a little bit out of the blue if your account isn't activated, but we know that you have closed on a deal and your client should be receiving an invite. I'm making calls with a list every couple of weeks with those who haven't yet activated their accounts. And the reason is, your brokerage can't extend that invite as they normally would until your password is set and your profile is active. Then it will show on their end so they can upload that invite automatically. Now, a couple of great things, literally hot off the press in terms of can I speak about these changes or can't I speak about these changes? But I'm super excited, and we'll be talking about this more perhaps in the next webinar next quarter or so. But the couple of big key changes and updates that we've been working on here at Movesnap, and one of the things that we've heard is being able to do more with the information that you have within Movesnap. So meaning reaching out on key milestones, maybe it's a move day, maybe it's an anniversary or a birthday, being able to set up these key emails within Movesnap can be just such an easy task and an easy tool. So stay tuned for that. You'll also be able to view past clients and being able to extend that, and you can do it year after year, key milestone after key milestone. There's not going to be a ton of variations of this email. You're basically going to get to select which type of email you might want to send. Just another way of extending value into Movesnap. And, you know, we're not claiming to be CRM or anything like that, but it's just a great way of adding more value and a quick, easy way to keep that client communication thread going. Another great update that is coming is being able to have access to the information that was put in by you as the agent. So meaning the addresses, the phone numbers, and things like that. Right now, you don't see any of that, but that is coming. So you're almost going to be able to create like your own little contact center and keep client cards on file and having that information. So key milestones about their move date, the address that you've put in, because you could have been on only one side of the deal or the other, but all of that information that has been keyed in, you're going to have access to. And then prospecting. So taking this notion of really sort of helping you to showcase the great service that you have access to and that your clients can really benefit in differentiating yourself and really being able to showcase that client demo through an invite that you're going to be able to selectively send to your prospects so they get an idea, an overview of Movesnap. They also, more importantly, perhaps get highlights of what you're all about as an agent. So showcasing not only the fact that they're going to get this great client care service that you offer, but some other great things that you're going to enter about yourself, letting your prospects know. So that kind of winds up everything I had that I wanted to be sure and share with you all. So look out for those 3 updates coming very soon, like end of February, beginning of March for 2 of them, and then the other one probably more in the Q3 timeframe. But yeah, very exciting stuff. Again, I'm here, Nicole, as your partner success manager. So you feel free to use my email or my phone number anytime. Happy to help you activate your account. I can do a walkthrough of the portal again if you need me to, walk through your dashboard, showing you what you're seeing and how to interpret that in a little bit more detail. And so, yeah, I'm here to support you and your clients. So making sure everybody is understanding and utilizing their Movesnap accounts.